Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the Lokes. We the black Illuminati. We be posted at Lemur Park, hustling, catching bodies. A dripping OT. Thirsty peaches flew to Saudi. Money schemes, my niggas had dreams of riding Bugattis. Now it's 4-finger rings, supreme, with kings around me. R.I.P. nigga Nip. Peace of divine family. It's the one and only, the blue God, the true God, Crip Jesus, author of the Blue Bible, not the New Bible. All right? And right here we go deep. Because we got to go deep. This ain't a book I wrote about myself. I hate when people try to make it like that. The only thing I'm describing about myself is where I was when I got each piece of information. Each chapter is a different chamber of information. And I'll let you know where I was and who I got it from. Because ain't none of this fake. All right. But underneath the ground, on top of the ground in tombs, behind certain words that we don't understand, written in books, are our ancestors. Islam calls Virgin Mary of the Bible by her tribal name, Maryam bin Imran, the Beni Imran tribe. The biggest mystery revealed in the Quran is the tribe of Jesus. Surah 66, Ayat 12 says, Isa, Jesus' mother, is named Maryam bint Imran. The name Imran is the title of the third Surah Ali Imran, which is the Beni Imran tribe. Their physical location is today named Tel El Armana. The city was built by Pharaoh Akhenaton. In the Bible, the name is spelled Amran in the book of Exodus 6:20. Page 107 of the Blue Bible, chapter 12, the lost tribe of Jesus. It says, according to the Quran, Surah 3, Ayat 33, our prophet Isa was a child of the Beni Amran tribe. This tribe produced Moses and my great ancestor, Princess Mary Scotia, daughter of Pharaoh Akhenaton. This is no coincidence. Come on, man. Where you getting that information from? I'll wait. But they want to deny the information because I said my name is Crip. But if I say my name is Shabaka Tuka Laka Puka Poo Poo, it's, oh, let me hear it. But most of the dudes y'all calling that is more banged out, more in the streets, and more dirtier. See, what I learned about my people is, and I hate to get on my people like this, but I have to because I got to heal them. Y'all like the facade. Y'all like the future better than the Russell Wilson. So, for the clean ones amongst us, they like to act like they, they want you to have a good name and dress the part. But if you really committed to this journey right here, this is part of it. You can't say the spiritual reality is all reality except the streets. See, what y'all scared of is what I'm teaching don't got nothing to do with intelligence or how smart you are. I'm teaching the actual bloodlines. All right. And that's why we got the Black Indian Wars, man. Tap in for your copy of that one. That's the one that's for the babies. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. No more just saying, oh, my grandma said we got Cherokee in us, all that. No. Know the whole truth now. And don't play with this one, y'all. This ain't no get one copy one right here. This for the fam bam right here, man. Also, the endorse sponsor a kid program. We will get this book in the hand of a matter of fact. Shout out to the guy Nagagala. He just did a sponsor the kid program, so we got to knock down one for him, one of the babies. And shit, we got him right here, right now. You know what I mean? Also, don't forget, streaming on all platforms right now is Blue Tang. This ain't nothing I made up. It's the real. But it ain't for West Side. It's for Wu Tang, baby. Oh no,
Blue Tang.
West Side. No, West Side Wu Tang. See, 2 W's right there.
Blue Tang, what up?
Yeah,
what up,
Blue
man?
Tang, yeah, the blue guys, Blue Tang. Let's get it, man. Nah, I'm chilling,
shout out to everybody in the Piecraft.
Blue Tang. Shout out to Killer Priest, nigga. It's Crip Jesus, you know what it is. Blue Tang. My voice is a lethal weapon. The words coming out my mouth moving at 1,120 feet per second. Bullets hit your head before you reach your weapon. We fight to the death like a game of Tekken. A Mortal Kombat, finish them, diminish them down to insignificance. Like an old ass Sega Genesis, my words is images. You can see them like Picasso's in HD and still write them down like synthesis. Electromagnetic, connected to the comedic and chemicals like an alchemist. No white boy, no offense, but it's the true and living. You live or die, it's your decision. In the beginning, all of this was written. The language of the children of the gods was forbidden. But listen, you hear the frequency transmitting when I spit it. I'm God vehicle, no oil transmission, transform blue avatar, third eye vision. We don't gotta ask permission. We snatch bodies for demonstration. So why you playing? My bars hit hard in Japan like kamikaze out in Abu Dhabi in the land of the Anunnaki. Why? So with all I teach, you know, I don't endorse following. I'm not gonna say I don't have any followers, but even those that follow me, you can talk to him. He'll be like, yeah, he tell me to not follow him. He just give me tools and send me to search on my own, because we got a real bad problem in our community right now. So I'm not here for top scholars and for us to act elite and egotistical. I'm here to share what I got with others that's like-minded so they can go share it with the others. And then we're gonna raise the vibration. And one of the brothers I met along this journey who will be raising my vibration to keep me on point with the questions and the breakdown is the guy Gala. Peace of the guy. How you feeling, man?
What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
I remember we was talking. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like I said, last live, if anybody was tuning in, this is my YouTube. I'm going to be posting this video as well as our Instagram lives and just other clips on this YouTube right here. So y'all can just check it out if y'all want to.
Well, that's my bad. We gotta make an intro for yours, then, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man.
Well, no, we is all Black Illuminati, so shit, fuck it.
That's right.
Because that'd make it even. Because then we could bring the other members in and throw them on your channel too. Ooh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna do all that.
But we was having an important discussion because it was very extremely complex, and I was like, you know what? This is a good conversation, man. You was already saying, let's go live on the time type shit. So. But we was talking about how basically not even just to simplify it to North Africa, but how did these highly populated Moorish territories become full of like people that don't look like us, right?
That's right.
Exactly. So this goes back to the time of Hannibal.
For sure.
Because who was Hannibal fighting?
Rome.
Mm-hmm. What empire was Hannibal a part of?
The Carthaginian Empire.
Okay, so now we're going to get a little scientific-y.
For sure.
In them ancient empires, what they usually named after? They say Roman Empire, Carthaginian Empire. What's it usually named after?
The capital.
Exactly, bro. So Hannibal was from the Empire of Carthage, which is in Africa.
Right.
Meaning this is already exhibiting whether they're having conflict or not. These are Romans, Latin Romans, who would fit into the Euro side, the white side, even if they wasn't necessarily, you know what I mean, pale, regular, all white. This is where they began.
Right.
So they were there, right? What's the point of me bringing that up? I'm saying, so we see in here early. We're not even going way back to when did the Greeks come. We just saying right here, documented through war, is Romans coming to North Africa.
Right.
Some of them people settled. Some of them people got captured and got enslaved and had children. You know what I mean? It went all type of ways, but it's still their DNA is being introduced to North Africa thousands of years ago. Let's start there. Thousands of years ago. So it's hard to argue with a person if their ancestor is old. It's been like blood up there for a while. You feel me?
I feel you.
Now, we're talking about before even Christianity, bro.
That's right.
Because Rome didn't convert to Christianity till 300 and something after Jesus. But the Carthaginian and the Punic Wars and all that was way before Jesus. Hello? Nigga, you there? Yo.
Hey, I can't hear nothing, bro. I can't hear nothing. Hold on. Oh, wait, I can hear nothing. I'm good.
I said this is before Romans adopted Christianity.
Right.
But Christianity existed. And psych. This is where it gets tricky. Christianity did not exist yet. But the stories, the people, the kingdoms, the places that Christianity would come from and be based on did exist. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah.
No, for real. Does that make sense?
No, it really does. The source.
Jerusalem, all of that, the stories you're hearing about when he was born in the manger and had to run from the emperor such and such. This is the era they're talking about, literally. And that New Testament is talking about this era when Rome was, bro, this is serious. This is what I'm saying. Hannibal was fighting the Romans before Jesus was born. When Jesus is born, the Romans is on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, they don't want us to see Jesus as part of anything except for their little made-up religious Israel tribe bullcrap. That's why I don't mess with them Hebrew Israelite dudes. It's too much Bible for me.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, it's cool, but it ain't the real. Because like I always say in my book, you go to Chronicles 11:4, they admitted they invaded Israel. They not the original. So just keeping it simple, homie. The Romans were invading North Africa and in the Levant and all that, coming north from Egypt and all that into Africa before Jesus. Things don't just happen overnight. This is just them invading. When you first invade and take over, you don't just automatically come to power. There's families there already and all that. But it's a slow process. By the time Jesus was born, they was tripping. They had niggas on the headlock. That's why his revolution was so big. He's like, man, F them. I know the truth now. I just came back from Egypt. I got the knowledge. They like, nah.
Nah.
You said nah.
Rome.
Nah. The Jews said nah. They told the Roman emperor to murder him. Remember, he said, I don't want to do it. He said, this blood ain't on my hands. They said, man, you better hurry up and handle that. They snitched on him. They turned him in. They said, he over here saying he God and all that. Sound like niggas. Sound like Crip Jesus. See? You can't be a God. You're a Crip.
Yeah.
So the point is, bro, this whole concept of Rome having a presence in Africa, we have to understand, for one, it's true, but it's not racial. So yeah, there were some blood, but there was rulers of Rome who were from Africa, and it looked like me and you.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? This is us saying, oh, Rome white. No. So this goes back to what you was asking about earlier when you said, okay, who's this Moorish Latin brother? African Latin brother. I'm like, Moorish Latin, African Latin, huh? But no, you made sense. So let's get to him.
Let's do it, man. Hey, so can I read the page of the Blue Bible real quick first, page 44?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you say, bro. The followers of Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, took Egypt back from Rome 600 years after the life of Jesus. They freed the Barbary coast of the Roman pedophiles and murderers in North Africa. The slaves they freed rose to become the lords of Europe. So that's like 600 AD when the followers of Muhammad come in. But 500 AD, we see this brother named Masuna that we talking about.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So this goes into the brainwashing of the American westernized student, especially when they start thinking they know everything. So they start right with the recollection of the European knowledge. So
Right.
European knowledge usually starts what we had doing in North Africa with their appearance there.
Mhm.
When they got there, everything prior to that, they're like, I don't know.
Right.
They probably burnt it, buried, didn't know about it, didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you said, this goes back to what I was saying though. If these are the people that Christianity is based on, they're not Christian. That's a lie. Because even that thing that Constantine created wasn't called Christianity. That name came later, but if you want to start it there as the foundation with Constantine going to Egypt
Mhm.
and talking to the bishops, it's still bishops there already. It's
Right.
still a whole system of this going on already. It's still religion already.
Mhm.
This is before Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him. This is earlier Islam, bro. See what I'm saying?
I
So
see.
this is why the conversion wasn't nothing for them. What they was warned about later on between the Berbers and Arabs was, family tree ties, slavery, shit like that.
Mhm.
So prior to the Arabs and prior to, the Romans leaving North Africa, there was many of us there in power positions that spoke Latin, helped create books, all type of stuff. As Romans, though, I'm saying, as Roman governors, kings, rulers, you know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
Africa. So let me get to it. Masuna, Masanas, now Western Algeria, who was said to have been a Christian, he ruled the Mauro-Roman Kingdom. Mauro-Roman, come on, bro. This is an earlier Moroccan Moorish empire, but it's under Rome dictation, so that's why they recognize it.
For sure.
If it was up to them, they wouldn't even recognize it.
Mhm.
Look, unknown. Oh, we don't know who was their king prior to 400 and something.
Man.
The Mauro-Roman Kingdom, also described as Kingdom of Masuna, was a Christian Berber kingdom which dominated much of the ancient Roman province of Mauritania, Caesarensis, from the capital city of Altava. Scholars are in disagreement about whether the polity aimed for independence as a kingdom or was part of a loose confederation, an alternative hypothesis drawn from contextual knowledge about Berber tribal alliances. Yeah, because they, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were striving for independence. Now look where that is. It's right by Spain. It's the top of Africa. It's right by those islands that lead you over like towards Italy and all of that. It's right there, bro. See that?
I see that.
This is the Mediterranean Sea.
So this has to do with us taking over Rome, right?
Hmm?
This has to do with us taking over Rome, like how you said that when I asked you that question, 300 years 300 years after Hannibal, we still rose up under Lucius Septimus Severus, right?
No. You tripping, bro. This Lucius Septimus Severus is way before
Masuna.
Hannibal and all that.
Oh damn.
He right there in the Black Indian Wars. Got the picture of him and everything.
He's 200 AD, right?
No, he's before all of that.
Oh,
Why you all over the place, bro? We talking about Masuna. What's going on?
You're right, my bad. I got thrown off.
All right. This is the Mediterranean. Don't forget there's other people for to be watching too. So explain this shit. So this is the Mediterranean Sea, homie. Okay. This is Italy, the boot. Okay. So all these islands are in between Spain and Italy.
Mm.
This is Sicily. That red spot right there is the kingdom they're talking about. This is modern day Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. That's all that little area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they put, we don't know who these rulers were. We don't know what they look like. We don't know. Okay, we'll check this out. I looked up his tomb. Right?
Right.
And they kept taking me this, man, the fucking dog. They kept taking me this certain place right here. So I thought that was his tomb at first. You feel me?
Right.
But it's not. See, the deeper you get into this, the more you start to realize they don't even be hiding what they do sometimes. So there's a historical site in Algeria. It's said to have 13 mausoleums that they claim they don't know who they belong to. But that's the problem with getting your information from these devils. I bet you if we go, maybe if I do a little more digging or holler at the Arab, it ain't just about an Arab. Let me take that back. A Berber, because this is before even Islam over here. So just a person who knows the history, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the people have we believe this is such and such tomb. We believe, you know what I mean? Jadars are 13 Berber mausoleums located south of the Teret city in Algeria. The name is derived from the Arabic Jadar wall, which is used locally to refer to ancient monumental ruins. The pre-Islamic tombs date from late antiquity. Some scholars, such as the French historian Crip Jesus, have associated them with the Romano-Berber kingdom of Arsinus. You feel me?
I feel that.
You can't be just quiet.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm just trying to learn, bro. My mind be all over the place.
No, you hosting the show, man. So look, the identities of those buried in the Jadars of Algeria are unknown, according to researchers. However, based on the size and elevated position of these monumental Berber mausoleums, it is believed that they were constructed for royalty.
Right.
Evidence suggests that Jadars were built for a ruling elite that emerged during the decline of the Roman Empire in the 5th century. So this kingdom helped lead the decline of the Roman Empire. The same people that was trying to get the Romans out of there is the same ones that clinked up with the Arabs that came and helped to get the Romans out of there.
Right.
They said, man, they was over here worshiping Jesus and shit. We told me just a prophet. They tripping. See what I'm saying?
See that shit, man. Man. Damn, G.
Now, the question is, read that part again.
The followers of Muhammad took Egypt back from Rome 600 years after the life of Jesus. They freed the Barbary coast of the Roman pedophiles and murderers in North Africa. The slaves they freed rose to become the lords of Europe.
They rose to become the lords of Europe. That's a hell of a statement. How did that happen? Did they just come in and say, "Oh, niggas free"? No. First of all, let's get this straight. Don't never believe any of these devil stories they talk about. Born a slave and they died as high-level scientist, king. That's slave is a mentality, bro.
Okay.
We're all humans at the end of the day. So slave mean you just, you know what I mean? You just got slave mind. So there ain't no slave king. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there are corruptions to the game. There are systems meant to improve people into that position. So did the Muslims who invaded Egypt free slaves? It says no. Instead, they established a system of military slavery where young non-Muslims were acquired, converted to Islam, and trained to become soldiers. These slave soldiers, known as Mamluks, formed the backbone of armies and even came to dominate the government in Egypt for centuries.
Mamluk.
Talk, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is that, you get what I'm saying? Does this sound like what we understand slavery?
No, it does not.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. So what they doing right here is they're taking them and they're training them to be a soldier. You're not just stuck and limited to that. You can gain prominence in the government. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, through the military.
Yeah. So look. Training. They underwent intensive military training and education, developing skills as soldiers and fostering loyalty to their masters. Loyalty. Though technically slaves, their training and dependence of their masters cultivated a strong sense of loyalty, often linked to a familial bond. Elite status. Mamluks enjoyed a privileged position compared to ordinary slaves, holding high ranks in the military administration and even influencing political decisions. Manumission and freedom. After proving themselves and reaching maturity, Mamluks were often manumitted and gained their freedom, but continued to have a client's relationship with their former masters. That's how it started. Once they trained enough of them, they started to actually grow into their own entity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as their own entity, now they can have more influence. Now they might be able to pull you in. It's just like you might see Mexicans pulling up their hustling, they get a few jobs. Now they got enough family members at that job to where they can try to pull. Yeah, so it's the same thing, bro. Once enough Mamluks were made, you know.
Sultan.
No. They just had influence. They just had real big influence. They started getting certain positions. You know what I mean? General, higher up ranking. You know, military positions was real high up there. So,
Commander.
So, damn, what was I going to say? The Mamluks started to have too many white slaves, bro. And eventually, the white slaves were able to rise to power as sultan, but they actually did a back door for that, though.
They did a back door.
Yeah. What's up, man? You quiet over there?
Yeah, my bad, bro. You know, I'm still a student too, bro.
Okay, you still got to talk.
Okay. Sorry. My bad, bro. Like I'm still trying to get the hang of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no hey, you just got to talk, but
okay, all right.
You know, damn, that's crazy. That remind me of what you were like.
Okay,
look, Ali Bey rose to prominence in 1768 when he rebelled against his Ottoman rulers, making the Egypt island of the Ottoman Empire independent for a short time. His rule ended following the insubordination of his most trusted general, Abu al-Dahab. Now look at this. Ali Bey was born in the Principality of Abkhazia and was of ethnic Georgian origin. Right?
Right.
But he was kidnapped and brought to Cairo in 1741 when he was around 13, and he was sold to slavery. But this is what I mean by them having power now. There was so many Mamelukes in control, even with him being sold to slavery, all it took was someone to know or want him or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was purchased by 2 Jewish customs agents. What's the chances there would be some Jews? Pay attention.
Okay.
They set this whole play up. Purchased by 2 Jewish custom agents who gave him to Ibrahim Ketkoda. 1743. Ibrahim Ketkoda was also of Georgian origin.
Those were slaves, man.
Although the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt and Syria was conquered by the Ottoman Empire, the new rulers incorporated the remnant Mamluk, the free slave soldier troops and officials, into the government system of the newly formed province of Egypt.
Okay.
This is how he was able to raise the power. They placed them when the Turks took over Egypt. They placed the man. That's what made it racial. They took the white Mamelukes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the
Placed
whole
them in the
thing is
military.
not to let the natives control their own thing. That's how you're able to tax.
But so in a backfiring on the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Big time. They ended up having to send in a man named Muhammad Ali to chase them out. And that lasted all the way into the 1800s.
Ah, okay.
So El Cid, well, here's what's not fair to the people. They don't know who El Cid is. So let's back this whole thing up.
All right.
So what we just showed and proved was that there was a religious, royal, Moorish empire throughout North Africa,
Right.
prior to Christianity and Islam.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So y'all need to leave the Moors alone. Stop trying to argue with them about well, Jesus is, but it ain't even y'all fault. They need to stop doing that, because it's like they understood what they represent is nationality. It's not. It's something that goes before that. You feel what I'm saying?
Nationality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mauritania before it was practicing any of that stuff.
Any of that shit. Okay, that's right.
Right.
Amazigh. The indigenous is the Amazigh.
So what I'm saying is, these people, we're just talking about how Ali Bey was kidnapped and brought to Egypt as a slave.
Right.
Because the Mameluke slaves had so much influence, they were able to actually get him into a position of rulership, especially after the Turks took over. This is what I need you to get, bro. Well, I need you to get this very important, bro. The Turks, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
The Turks do not come around until later.
Mm-hmm.
They are not the foundation of Islam. They are not the highlight of the Islamic stories. They've made them that now through these whitewash history books. But if you really get into Islam, historically, the most greatest events, largest empires, wealth-wise and size-wise, were in Africa, amongst the Moors, prior to the Turks. Meaning, hold on, this thing we're talking about has to do with North Africa coming from the east, like Egypt, Libya over there, going into Algeria and all of that.
Right.
But what about way on the other side? Morocco, Sahara, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This is when we get to people like El Cid, because it was during this time. Do this though. Go to the Blue Bible. You got your Blue Bible?
Yes, sir.
Go to the index and go to Yaqub al-Mansur. What's the 2 pages on him?
48 and 110.
All right, 48 and 110.
All right. So go page 48. The Muslim lord Yaqub al-Mansur was the third caliph of the Almohad Empire, founded by Ibn Tumart. He enslaved millions of Christians during the Holy Crusades. The captives he took were chained and shipped to Africa, where they were bought and sold. The word slave was derived from their ethnicity Slav.
This is before the Mamluks. This is before the Turks even got involved. This is what Elijah and them is trying to show us. But it's like, because of their religious division with the Moorish Science Temple, they leave out the word Moor. So it's like in my experience, when you deal with the NOI brothers, it gets a little hazy right here because they don't really use the word Moor for whatever reason.
What do they use? What's the word they use?
I don't know, brother. It's not my business, I guess, because the NOI people I know personally, they don't have no problem with this history. But I'm just talking about to all the watchers and listeners. When they sit up and consume hours and hours, even days and months of NOI content, they don't come back to me with discussions about this stuff. They talk about ancient Egypt and Shaka Zulu, the average shit.
Yeah, Zulu.
Yeah. The Pan-African program. Let's just call it what it is, man. Come on, bro. The same shit you're gonna hear Dr. Umar and them talking about.
Pan-African.
Page 110.
Oh shit. 110. All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Even as Christians, the Romans were still devils. The Christian king Vlad the Impaler was known as Dracula, son of the devil. It is written, he impaled over 66,000 people. The Christian king Leopold II of Belgium colonized the Congo and murdered over 10 million Africans by mutilation. During the Holy Crusades, Yaqub al-Mansur captured thousands of Christians.
So those two Christians I was just talking about came later. That's why time period is so important.
Which two
Leopold
Christians?
Later.
Okay.
Right? Even as Christians. Vlad was around the time of the Turks. Remember, he was fighting against Muhammad the Conqueror and all of them.
Okay.
So we're working our way back. All right. So you go all the way back to the Holy Crusades when they first was becoming Christians.
Okay. Right. He sold his captives in Africa. From Africa, they were sold as slaves until given the name free white by the Freemasons in 1790. Rule of Naturalization Act.
All right. So the foundation of that, it was during that era of time. Now, don't believe me. Let's look them up. Or you look them up. Yaqub al-Mansur. Tell me what time period he get.
There. Yaqub al-Mansur. Yaqub al-Mansur. He was born in Morocco in 1160. Died in Marrakesh, Morocco in 1199.
So I was wrong. That's why I said you got the juice now, baby. This is your channel. So you brought me LC. LC is actually 100 years before, maybe even a little more than 100, like 100. Nah, yeah, 100. Because Yaqub al-Mansur is 1160 to 1184, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's 1040, 1099. Yeah. So he's the century before, right?
Right.
So people like him is why it had to get that bad. Because before Yaqub al-Mansur came and started chaining them up such high numbers,
thousands.
It was a lot of Moors even turning coat. They were over there going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
In between.
Yeah.
Okay. The Slavic people were going back and forth.
No.
Okay.
The Slavic people did have their own internal wars, but for the most part, when it came to that area of the world, they were united against us. This is how Christianity became their religion, and this is the times where they died on behalf of Jesus and the cross and all of that. This is their era. This is their wars. This is their beginning. This is where Freemasonry started for them and all of that. Okay. So, yeah, and this is when we was enslaving a bunch of them. Okay. When El Cid, I remember when you brought him to me, he was showing how he went back and forth and how when I was talking about how the Muslims treated the people. So let's get to something. Life and career, service under Sancho. Okay, service as a young man in 1057, El Cid fought against the Moorish stronghold of Zaragoza, making his Emir al-Muqtadir a vassal of Sancho. In the spring of 1063, El Cid fought in the Battle of Gras, where Ferdinand's half-brother Ramiro I of Aragon was laying siege to the Moorish town of Gras, which was fought on Zaragozan lands in the valley of the river Cinca. Al-Muqtadir, accompanied by Castilian troops, including Al-Muqtadir, accompanied by Castilian troops, including El Cid, fought against the Aragonese. You there, bro?
That's the other Spanish.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's the other Spanish, the Aragonese. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen to what I'm saying. It ain't about them being Spanish. They Christian.
This is a Christian.
Castilian troops.
This is a Christian. This is a
Christian.
Christian.
His name Rodriguez. Yeah, so this is a Muslim leader getting into it with a Christian leader, and he got Castilian, you know what I'm saying, troops and all that
with him.
Yeah,
under his forces.
I want to show you a pattern here. We were just talking about how the other people was getting brought into the military and converted to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So the military and the wars have a lot to do with how it got so mixed up too, and how the blood got so mixed up as well.
True.
Because people will fight on either side to survive or get money.
So Muslims will go on the side of the Catholics and Christians and fight on their behalf too.
Yep, we've seen it happen. I'm gonna get to that next.
Word.
Sancho was assassinated in 1072 during the siege of his sister's town of Zamora. Since Sancho died unmarried and childless, all of his power passed to his brother Alfonso, who almost immediately returned from exile in Toledo and took his seat as king of Castile and Leon. He was, however, deeply suspected of having been involved in Sancho's murder.
Slimed out his brother.
In 1079, El Cid was sent by Alfonso VI to Seville to the court of Al-Mutamid to collect the Paris owed by the Taifa to Leon Castile. While he was there, Granada, assisted by other Castilian knights, attacked Seville, and El Cid and his forces repulsed the Christian and Granadine attackers at the Battle of Cabra, and probably mistake belief that he was defending the king's tributary. During the aftermath of this battle, the Muslim troops under El Cid's command would hail him as Saidi.
Ooh, okay.
He was exiled, though. In the Battle of Cabra, El Cid rallied his troops and turned the battle into a rout of Emir Abdullah of Granada and his ally, Garcia Ordonez. This unauthorized expedition into Granada, however, greatly angered Alfonso. And on May 8, 1080 was the last time El Cid confirmed a document in King Alfonso's court. The most likely reason was El Cid's incursion into Toledo, which happened to be under the control of Alfonso's vassal, Yahya al-Qadir. Alfonso's anger over El Cid's unsanctioned incursion into his vassal's territory would lead him to exile the knight. So he got a little ahead of himself in one of his moves, and he exiled him. What's the reason for exile of El Cid, although several others are plausible and indeed may be contributing factors. Jealous nobles turning Alfonso against El Cid through court intrigue, Alfonso's own personal animosity. The Song of El Cid and subsequent tales state that Alfonso and his court's animosity toward Rodrigo was the primary reason the expulsion of the knights from Leon, as well as a possible misappropriation of some of the tribute from Seville by El Cid. At first, he went to Barcelona when Ramon Berenguer II refused his offer of service.
What's an incursion?
Incursion?
Yes.
Let me make sure it's articulated right. Look at it.
Just before we go too far.
Invasion or attack.
Invasion or attack. Okay, babe.
So The exile was not the end of El Cid, either physically or as an important figure. After being rejected by Ramon Berenguer II, El Cid journeyed to the Taifa of Zaragoza, where he received a warmer welcome. In 1081, El Cid went on to offer his services to the king of Zaragoza, Yusuf al-Mutaman ibn Hud, and served both him and his successor, al-Mustain II. He was given the title El Cid, the Master, and served as a leading figure in a diverse Moorish force consisting of Muwalads, Berbers, Arabs, and Malians. Malians, exactly, bro.
Malians, yes, sir.
According to the Moorish accounts, Andalusia knights found El Cid, their foe, ill, thirsty, and exiled from the court of Alfonso. He was presented before the elderly Yusuf al-Mutaman ibn Hud and accepted command of the forces of the Taifa of Zaragoza as their master.
So those Moorish knights found him?
Let me read again.
Yes, sir.
It says the Andalusian knights found El Cid, their foe, ill, thirsty, and exiled from the court of Alfonso. He was presented before the elderly Yusuf al-Mutaman ibn Hud and accepted command of the forces of the Taifa of Zaragoza as their master.
Wow.
This is their account.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yusuf, his name is. Oh, you scrolled up. Okay, shit. What did you call?
So in his History of Medieval Spain, Joseph F. O. Callaghan writes that kingdom was divided between al-Mutamin, who ruled Zaragoza proper, and his brother al-Mundhir, who ruled Lerida and Tortosa. El Cid entered al-Mutamin's service and successfully defended Zaragoza against the assaults of al-Mundhir, Sancho I of Aragon, and Roman Berenguer II, whom he held captive briefly in 1082.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, he you know what I mean? He's all over the place. Yeah.
That's the account of the Moors of El Cid's services to the Moors.
No, the other one was the Christian account.
Okay.
Both accounts.
Both accounts too. That's what. Okay, so for sure. So we were just reading about the Moorish accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then you get things like this. You go a little further south, and you got. They always talk about the Christians expelling the Jews, right? They make it seem like it's a white thing, but really, a lot of the Moors that converted to Catholicism and joined the Knights and all that different stuff during the struggles. So it became a lot of religious wars. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you might join with the majority white side because you Christian and they Christian. You might majority, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, you Muslim and they Muslim, so you with the blacks or whatever. Like, that's how that started going. You did?
Right.
So Askia Muhammad exiled all the Jews out of West Africa the same year that they was exiled in 1492.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't ever hear about this.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard about this, bro. Just throughout my studies and shit.
Expound on that.
Well, I never heard about this dude named Askia Muhammad. The dude who ruled the Songhai Empire. I never heard about him mandating that Jews must be converted to Islam. Believe I don't really hear about this. I just normally hear about the normal 1492 history.
What's that?
Which was the Ferdinand and Isabella coming into Granada and kicking out the Moors.
No, bring it all the way down, bro. We got people watching.
Okay, for sure. So
I know. What do you know of 1492? How does this make you feel different? How does it feel that he's kicking out Jews from Africa? Talk.
Okay, this makes me when I first heard about it, it made me confused because I'm like, if this dude is a Moor if this dude Askia Muhammad is a Moor, why is he kicking out these Jews if the Moors were supposed to be cool with the Jews and Al-Andalus? So but then I had to but then you explained that shit to me like, yo, it doesn't matter because Askia Muhammad is running his own empire, and if you have these Jews here that are going against the grain, then they have to be removed. So I'm
But
like,
they don't have to be going against the grain. They could just be a threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got money. They got this and that going on. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got power or whatever. Or they was growing in power.
Right.
And not to cut you off, bro. Keep going. I just want to say, you know, as far as going against the grain, you know, they may not have, you know what I mean? We got to prove that. I think it's more of a threat. Like,
right.
I mean, because we see how Jews move in places, period. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so I was like, when I first read this and heard about this history right here in 1492, I'm like, why would Askia Muhammad do this to the Jews if they're coming from up north, out Andalus? They're coming from up north down. So why would Askia Muhammad kick out the Jews in 1492? But like we just said, Askia Muhammad, he's running his own Songhai Empire, and you have an opposing force of Jews coming in. You can't have that. Yeah. In 1492, Askia Muhammad I, the ruler of the Songhai Empire, mandated that Jews be converted to Islam or be exiled from the empire. This decree followed on the earlier expulsion of Jews from Spain in 1492. Oh, yeah, so it's just like a continuation, huh?
Hey, I'm over here talking to myself. Hey, I was over here cussing dog. Like, you don't hear me, you? Hey, alhamdulillah, maybe I need to calm down. So look, what I was going to say was this. When you hear 1492, I know we read so much now, you know, the brain gets crowded.
Yeah.
Where'd you first hear that? I remember 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue or something like that. At school.
You asking me what I hear what?
1492, I'm saying. Because I was surprised you didn't bring in the connection. I thought was kind of obvious. Like but I don't know, we different ages. When I went to school, they taught us 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's how we always remembered America discovered. They made a rhyme for us. They teach y'all that?
Yeah. I knew that too, but from school.
So check this out. I'm about to show you something.
Okay.
I know I'll be fucking with you dragging it, but I'm just trying to hope you sometimes you see it yourself.
Okay, for sure.
This goes with what the Hebrew Israelites are saying. This is what the Hebrew Israelites are talking about, bro.
What you mean by that?
Nigga, he kicked out there wasn't no white Ashkenazi Jews he kicked out.
oh shit. Well, shit, man. Yeah, okay.
And it was coming over here.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. Who brought Columbus over here?
The Nino brothers.
Us, the Nino brothers. They got a remember me and you looked it up. We was on the phone together. They got a museum.
When you say us, what makes you so certain that? How could you say you're connected to?
The first Negro was Pedro Alonso Nino. They got a museum for him in Chicago.
For sure.
No, how could you? I did cut you off.
How could you connect? How can you, as a Moor, connect yourself to the Nino brothers?
Oh, so basically, I'm saying us as far as the whole umbrella.
Okay.
People who identify as Black, Negro, and colored.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Okay. So hold on. About to show you something.
Sure.
Now, as far as me identifying as the original, okay, yeah, I'm here already. So that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that's pushing Black, Negro, all that. Our history started right here. Okay, so in 1492, come to find out, no, if you pause for a second and get off the victim thinking and just open your brain, if he was kicking out Jews from the Songhai Empire, one of the richest empires to ever exist, he was some rich ass Hebrew Israelites, literally getting booted out of West Africa, literally, not East Africa, the ones that look exactly like us that they claim we is, West Africa, and his ships going across the water at that same time.
Right.
I mean, it's all obvious to me.
These are the slaves.
Help, brother. Stafala.
Damn, G.
This is who they trying to make us believe is slaves.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm just popping it, having fun. Kinda. These ain't slaves because they're not. I put stop a lot because how can you gonna say they slaves when they obviously when he exiled them they wasn't no slave.
Right.
How you gonna say they were slaves? Like now you falling for the white man trick where he wants you to think niggas was always slaves. Even these niggas were slaves. Like it just said right there that the king was mad at them. They couldn't have been no slaves.
Right.
The king gonna exile all the slaves. All the slaves gotta go. I'm tired of these niggas. Like
oh, I see what you're saying. So it's an
no,
opposing.
no sense.
Nah, you're right, bro. This is an opposing force to the king. So these niggas are threats.
These niggas are rich as fuck. They're armored up. These are the Maroons. Bro, go to the Black Indian Wars.
We're here with it.
Huh?
I said we're here with it. What page you need me to flip to?
Okay. Because
these niggas rich as fuck, you said.
hold on, I'm about to get there right now.
Okay.
Page 16.
I bet. All right.
Start from the second paragraph.
While Maroons do possess the indigenous blood of the West Indian, many claim descent from the original 12 tribes of Israel. The first law of French black codes was to expel all Jews from its colonies.
Bam, stop. So Askia Muhammad kicked these people out of West Africa. Where'd they go?
They went to the
It so happened
Caribs.
to be the same year that they claim, oh, this is when we start bringing niggas over here. Come on, bro.
That's the mind game.
Well, what's my favorite saying? The best lie is the what?
The truth.
Come on. They take something that really happened that you can't deny, 1492, exile of the Moors in Spain, and leave you strictly focused on that.
Right.
Not letting you know niggas get exiled among the whole West Coast at that time.
The whole West Coast.
They was all coming to the Caribbeans and all that.
It was a change. That it was just a change of the time.
Migration.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say my beef with the Hebrew Israelites ain't that I don't believe they teach. I don't like how they try to deny everything else and just stay stuck on the Bible. It's very strange and weird.
What do you mean by that? Deny everything else. Break that down, brother.
What do you mean? Even these Jews right here they're talking about, they was in the Songhai Empire.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but you don't hear no goddamn Hebrew Israelite talking about the Songhai Empire. It's weird.
Yeah, it is, man. Songhai Jews.
In 1492, Askia Muhammad I, the ruler of the Songhai Empire, mandated that Jews convert to Islam or be expelled from the empire. This decree followed the earlier expulsion of Jews from Spain in 1492 and led to the migration of many Sephardi Jews to Timbuktu, which was then part of the Songhai Empire. Some Jews in Timbuktu converted to Islam while others chose to leave.
So the Jews did convert. Well, some did convert.
Say it again.
So some Jews did convert.
A lot of them did. Bro, this is what I mean by denying everything else, bro. You understand in Islam, it don't deny the other ones. So ain't nobody saying that these people ain't come from the bloodline of David and all that. We don't care about that. It's still one God.
For sure.
And his name is still Allah. So all the other shit is just about, technicality. Did Adam have 4 sons? He had 3 sons. They're all in the same Abrahamic religion. But you got to understand the history of the Moors to Europe. That's why it's so hard for a lot of y'all to get it, because y'all brain don't want to leave that European thinking. Y'all don't want to realize that Christianity and Judaism was taught to the white man by Moors. They didn't know nothing during the Dark Ages. Stop going back in ancient history. It don't matter what happened in ancient times. As far as with literature, when it comes to the European literature, I'm not talking about in history. I'm saying when it comes to European literature, they lost it all, whatever they originally had that was being brought to them, whether it was being brought to them by a brown person, black person. They lost all of that. The Moors reintroduced writings to them and all of that.
What? Say that again. They reintroduced
writing.
Oh, writing. Okay. I
That's
heard
what I
something.
said.
I thought you said whiteness. Oh, I'm tripping.
I mean, that too. They were so dirty, they cleaned them up.
Oh,
It
shit.
was filthy when they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally. So, but it don't stop there though, bro. Oh, my bad. Keep going. In the book.
This created a diaspora all throughout the West. The state of Israel was created in 1948 by Zionists. It is less than 100 years old. 2,000 years ago, Rome drove the melanated black indigenous people of Palestine south into Africa around 70. They found no peace in Africa. Saint Cyril stripped and exiled them from Egypt. Then a massacre in Fez, Morocco drove many of them to Spain, where they became the Sephardic Jews.
Let's trace that back. Now, the first thing you said was this caused a diaspora throughout the West, right?
That's right.
What does that mean?
That means it caused a family connection.
What's the it? Break it down.
That means that their expulsion caused a spread
What
out.
caused the expulsion, brother?
The Ferdinand and Isabella kicking them out. No, I'm tripping. So Askia Muhammad. No, but what? No.
Stop everything. Stop everything. This is why I be saying it's not good to hop around, because you'll be studying for 5 years. You don't realize what the hell you're saying, bro. You just went into a whole nother book. So open the book back up and go one sentence back from where you started.
The first law of France's black codes was to expel.
Bro. So I need you to.
Okay.
So then,
That's my fault. That's my fault. I made that.
Right or wrong. It's about just building. So we talking about the West right now. We're not in the East.
Okay.
That major expulsion of them on the East was in 1492. And that wasn't the only expulsion. That was just dealing with as far as this fake ass so-called slave trade thing.
You said that expulsion of them in the East.
Yeah, bro.
What you mean by that?
Brother, what am I saying? In 1492, when they got kicked out of Spain and West Africa.
I thought that's on the West.
Brother, what we doing here? What we want to talk about is the Africa and then the West and the East, so you want to keep going.
You
talking about, right?
Okay. Yep.
1492. They got kicked across the Atlantic Ocean. Is that fair? You want to hear that?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Is Spain east of the Atlantic Ocean?
Yes.
And West Africa is east of the Atlantic Ocean, right?
As well, yes, sir.
Okay, brother. So, okay, we together now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in 1492, it was a major expulsion of them across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm with you on that, because sometimes I might be talking away and I'm thinking I'm so plain and simple. And the watcher may be like, oh, okay, I'm glad he asked you that, because I was lost too. So don't feel no way. So we're not really in the 1400. 1492, it ain't number 8 years left. We finna be at 1500.
Oh yeah, okay, for sure.
So throughout the 1500s is when you're seeing this major migration of us to here, under the guise in these fake history books as the French and the Spanish. No, those was Moors that practiced Christianity.
History gonna tell us that those are Europeans.
They are. Europe is a place.
Okay, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Chapter 1, Black Indians of Europe. Black Indian Wars. It's a mind war too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going somewhere with this though. That expulsion that you're talking about, I'm glad you made that mistake, because I might have been all over the place. So that expulsion that we're talking about in 1492 sent them across the Atlantic Ocean. Okay?
Right.
But then you get another expulsion in the 1700s by France of all of who? It's the black codes. It's codes for everybody, but the first code is expel and get rid of all the what?
All the Jews.
Exactly. Even Askia Muhammad was pushing that.
Oh,
Now you
hold
see
on, bro.
it, yeah,
Hold
it's
on.
just it's bigger than black. They was kicking these Jews out, period.
Oh, bro. It's a whole nother group of these Jews coming.
Yeah, see, these are what you call Sephardi Jews. These are the real thing. You know what I'm saying?
The blood.
Now, what's going on across the Atlantic Ocean at this time? Over there in North Africa, Spain, all that. How is it becoming more mixed up? They're fighting over power now.
Oh,
Because
okay.
now the Turks, that's why I was saying earlier, you got to put the time period together. Now the Turks have finally made their way over there. This is how the Turks got power in West Africa because of this war.
Okay.
So the Battle of Three Kings, where all three kings ended up dead in the end. Basically, two Moors was fighting over the throne, and one of them went and ran to the Portuguese for help. So to defend himself against him, the other brother, they was already under the Turks, but he made sure he called the empire and had them send down, backups and all of that, and just it went there. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what? It got to be a cool little video on this. I think y'all deserve to see something on this. But my point is, though, I'm really glad it went this way, brother. And whether you believe it or not, you helped me a lot, homie, because these ain't no slides. Let's be real. These ain't no slides. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
You feel me?
Just live in the flesh, man.
Yeah, we building. You feel what I'm saying? So even I'm probably explaining this. I ain't never did a build on LC and that. You know what I'm saying? So this is yeah. So
this is good right here, man. It's good content, man. But yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So the Battle of Three Kings is basically showing how once they started a Christian to go against a Christian, a Muslim to go against a Muslim, and they, this will sleep with this will mix with that. It didn't matter no more. It wasn't like how we think it in our head, like, oh, the Moors against it. That was how it started.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? After enough years of war, it's kind of like how the Bloods and Crips are. They're just lost. You know what I'm saying? Like they be with each other, they be killing each other, they be, you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
This Moroccan victory has been described as the greatest military disaster ever suffered by the Portuguese in their overseas expansion. The battle marked the end of Portugal's efforts to reclaim lost territories in Morocco. The combatants were the army of the deposed Moroccan Sultan Abu Abdullah Muhammad II, allied with King Sebastian I of Portugal, against the large Moroccan army under the new Moroccan Sultan, and Abu Abdullah's uncle, Abd al-Malik I. Background: King Sebastian of Portugal. Sebastian, later known in Portugal as the Desired, was the son of Infante Dom John, son of John III of Portugal, and Joanna, daughter of Emperor Charles V. His father died before he was born, and he became king at the age of 3, following his grandfather's death in 1557. He was educated almost entirely by Jesuits, under the guidance of his regent and tutor Alexo de Menezes, and his grandmother Catherine of Austria, sister of Charles V and wife of King John III.
Now, here's what's
Some,
funny.
judging him after his defeat, accused him of having...
When you go back to the time of Vlad and them, they was being raised by Muslims as far as education wise.
Vlad
the Impaler. He know the Quran.
His youthful idealism mutate into religious fanaticism under these influences, though he never joined the Holy League. The Portuguese Cortes repeatedly urged Sebastian to go to Morocco and address the growing Turkish military presence, as the Ottomans posed a threat to Portuguese coastal security and trade with Guinea, Brazil, and the Atlantic islands such as the Azores and Madeira. However, it was only when Abu Abdullah Muhammad II al-Mutawakkil personally traveled to Portugal and sought Sebastian's help in reclaiming his throne from his uncle that the king decided to launch a military intervention. Sebastian was
So this is really some snake shit. So they already had an issue with them over the Turks being too deep. People, what they saying? They saying, remember how the map is. Portugal is right next to Spain, so they share that same little Strait of Gibraltar, that side of the Mediterranean. They share the waters with Morocco.
Right.
So they're saying, hey man, all these goddamn Turk soldiers you got up here, that shit's scaring off business. Right?
Right.
So this dude says, hey, these dudes were just complaining to my uncle about this shit. Right. Yeah. Now he think he finna be brother this. Yeah. So he go get somebody who already, they already like, this is super snaky.
Man, that nigga slimed out, man. But this is a Moor.
Mm-hmm.
driven by a desire to revive Portugal's lost glory by intervening in North Africa, influenced by events such as the successful defense of Mazagan against a Moroccan siege in 1562. Thus, in 1568, the kingdom began preparations for a Moroccan campaign. This policy was not only supported by the merchant bourgeoisie, who saw benefits in trade with the region, especially in gold, livestock, grain, and sugar, but also by the nobility. Up to that point, Portuguese military action in Africa had been limited to small expeditions and raids. Portugal had built its vast maritime empire, stretching from Brazil to the East Indies, through a combination of trade, naval exploration, and technological superiority. While Christian conversion was one of its goals, it was not the only one. Sebastian sought to completely change the strategy. In 1574, Sebastian visited several Portuguese outposts in North Africa and led a successful raid against Muslim territories outside the Portuguese-held city of Tangier, engaging in several skirmishes and a major battle on October 21st. Despite being outnumbered, his cavalry forces secured a victory, which encouraged him to embark on a grander campaign against the new Saudian ruler of Morocco. He pledged his support to al-Mutawakkil, who was engaged in a civil war to reclaim the Moroccan throne from his uncle, Emir Abd al-Malik, who was backed by the Ottomans. Despite warnings from his mother and his uncle, Philip II of Spain, who had become cautious after the Battle of Jerba, Sebastian was determined to proceed with the military campaign. He used a significant portion of the Portuguese Empire's wealth to equip a large fleet and recruit an army that included soldiers from multiple countries, 2,000 Spanish, Castilian, volunteers, 3,000 mercenaries from Flanders and Germany, and 600 Italians originally recruited for an invasion of Ireland led by the English adventurer Thomas Stuckley. It is said that the expeditionary force consisted of 500 ships and a total of about 18,000 men, including the elite of the Portuguese nobility. Sultan Abd al-Malik of Morocco. Morocco was under the rule of the
ABD. These devils do not understand this. They think they know so much. Sultan ABD. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, you know what this is making me see? It's making me see that you right, bro. It's not. At first, it's not about black and white. It's about like the rule. It's about the kingdom. Who gonna take control? Right.
It's about slime, bro. When you slime, this is what it is, bro. Once you start sliming, it just get worse. Till you get slimed out in the end.
You lose it all.
What it is we started sliming each other, and they slipped right in and got our ass. That's how the Portuguese got there. Even though they lost, it's just still they even got that chance to shine because this nigga don't slime my uncle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do this shit. But he's a dirty Moor.
I mean, you can say that. Is Askia Muhammad the dirty Moor for kicking out the Jews? Like,
he's a dirty Moor too for that.
I don't know. I know this though. I'll agree with you on this dude being a dirty Moor because he went against his own uncle with the enemy.
Yeah, that's dirty, man.
But that's you dirty. Know, just non-biased. I'm just saying this is what was going on.
Right.
So this is what contributed to other groups of people being sent over that were not Jew. That's why I don't get along with the Hebrew Israelites, because they always anti-African and they front like they not. They always try to say, we got the group of nigga. No, I've built with y'all for a long time. And you know, the proof is in the pudding. I don't see them running around trying to attack black people and nothing, but just, you know, I be hearing that shit, bro. It'd be crazy to me. It's like all about arguing and fighting and you know, anti-African. It's just like weird because there was plenty other Africans that came that was not Jew. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my point is now, it said it was a diaspora throughout the West. So I said, what caused it? You said, you know, whatever. Then we got to the Francis Law in the 1700s.
Yeah.
The King of France passes this law, the Black Codes. And the first Black Codes expel all the Jews. Why is expelling all the Jews in the Black Codes?
If their Jews are not black people.
But it's the first rule of the Black Codes.
Very like they saying we addressing you niggas directly.
Come on. This is a specific group of niggas. They saying them niggas got to go. Now we could work with these other niggas. We could, you know
yeah. But you other niggas, time for y'all to go.
Them they gotta go. But it says a diaspora. What's a diaspora though, Brody?
I know what it is, bro, but I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't just gonna be off to let me see. DS.
But what do you know it to be?
I know it to be like a family connection, like or a connection over like a widespread area.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it means to scatter about.
So basically, damn, bro, my bad.
You good?
So basically, after that rule got passed and they got expelled from the French colonies, they were scattered about. Right?
Right.
Read that paragraph now. Bet you it make a whole lot of sense. Now that you, not saying it made sense before, but now that you said it took time to envision it.
Mm-hmm.
Now
see. Okay, where I'm at with it now. Okay, boom. While Maroons do possess the indigenous blood of the West Indian, many claim descent from the original 12 tribes of Israel. The first law of France's Black Codes was to expel all Jews from its colonies. This created a diaspora all throughout the West. Now, I mentioned I've been meaning to ask you this question. Now, you said that France exiled all these Jews from their colonies, correct?
Yeah.
Now, why would these same Jews start going to Louisiana and gain prominence if that's a French colony?
No, I ain't saying they went to Louisiana.
Oh, but I thought they did. They said the Jews arrived in 720.
You said 1720?
Yeah, that's when the Jews arrived in Louisiana.
You talking about some Ashkenazi Jews, probably.
Oh, probably. Okay. Here go to the next paragraph. The state of Israel was created in 1948 by Zionists. It is less than 100 years old.
Oh, matter of fact, hold on. The Black Codes was after 1720, though, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, that makes sense then.
So, I'll give you the exact year.
Oh, what I said, nigga. All right, it's 1724, bro.
What, the Black Codes?
No, when the first Jew arrived to New Orleans. But when were the French Black Codes at, though?
Hold on. It's called Code Noir. Okay, you did have a 1685 one, but then you had, Okay, it was before. Now, here's what's funny. The 1724 one for Louisiana, the one for Louisiana came in 1724.
Right. That's a French colony, though.
So what I'm saying is, okay. So King Louis passed the black codes in France, right?
They're right.
1685. In the Antilles, then also Louisiana, and served as the code for slavery conduct in the French colonies up until 1789. So, yeah, bro. I think you okay, bro. You the one quoted that shit. So who's this Jew that showed up?
His name is Isaac Monsanto.
What do he look like? He look Ashkenazis?
Let me pull him up. Isaac Monsanto in 1724. Isaac Monsanto. He's a Dutch Sephardic Jew.
He's a what?
He's a Dutch Sephardic Jew.
He's Sephardic, see?
Yeah. So he's not
No,
he is. Yeah.
Hold on, bro. Stop thinking, bro. We studying. Slow down.
Right.
What's the problem with looking it up? You will be looking it up for you. The Monsanto family is a historical Sephardic Jewish merchant and banking business who played a significant role in funding the Jewish community in colonial Louisiana between French and Spanish rule in the 18th century. They had originated in the Iberian Peninsula, but moved to Amsterdam and spread out through the Dutch Empire into the Americas at Corico. The family arrived in Louisiana in the 1760s. Where's the 1720? What you talking about?
So I flip my camera.
That's
how I flip my camera.
Just I guess I don't know.
Turn it back around.
What the fuck?
Can you read that now?
I can't. No, I we on the little screen right now.
For sure. Okay.
Read, bro. Why don't you just read it to me?
Okay. The first Jews arrived in.
Your show, homie. Stop acting like that.
Okay.
You can show us something to say. Let me read this to you, nigga. Come on now.
Right, I'm ready, nigga. I'm ready, nigga. Let's do it. The first Jews arrived in Louisiana during the colonial period, primarily as Sephardic traders from the Caribbean in Europe. They settled in New Orleans and other parts of the colony, with the earliest recorded arrival being Isaac Monsanto in 1724. Later, during the 19th century, a wave of Ashkenazi Jews from Germany and Alsace-Lorraine also migrated to Louisiana, particularly to New Orleans. Where that's coming from? The Encyclopedia of Southern Jewish Communities. Louisiana.
Okay, my bad, bro. Run the part to me that says 1720. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. It says they settled in New Orleans and other parts of the colony, with the earliest recorded arrival being Isaac Monsanto in 1724.
All right, let me get to him. Isaac Monsanto. It's saying Jewish culture. The first Jewish immigrant came to New Orleans in 1724, a Dutch Sephardic Jew named Isaac Monsanto. A small population of Jewish immigrants followed him, seeking a new life in America. But by the mid-1700s, a modest number of Jews had trickled into the city to seek opportunity. Shortly after their arrival, the French colonists decreed that they be expelled from New Orleans with the Code Noir or Black Code. Despite an order for their exile, many members of the determined Jewish community were still able to establish their own shops and businesses. However, after taking control in 1769, the second Spanish governor sought to expel successful Jewish merchants he considered a threat to Spanish economic power. Even the family of Isaac Monsanto, the first Jewish New Orleans, had temporarily fled to Florida. Wow.
So it wasn't all good.
Mm-mm.
Wasn't all good at all. But yeah, that was just kind of crazy to me. It's like you had the Code Noir in 1685, which is expelling all Jews from the colonies. But then 1724, you got these Monsantos coming in.
Well, once again, I think we fixed that already. The 1685 Code Noir was not enforced over here until the 1700s.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah. So 24
That's
years.
when the law was made, 1685. You feel me?
Oh yeah, but it wasn't enforced until 1700. But 24 years later, you still got these Jews coming in, but this law is being enforced at this point now.
Huh?
I see. So 24 years later, you got these Monsanto Sephardic Dutch Jews coming in, but it's the law's being enforced at this point.
So that's just one family, bro. Because don't lose sight of what we were talking about. We were talking about how they're hiding the fact of the real, you know what I mean, from Africa. Let's get off this whole religious thing. They're hiding the fact that there was Jews from Africa over here. You dig what I'm saying? So they're trying to make it all about these little Monsanto family type motherfuckers and all that. But what me and you were saying was shit. The whole 1492 story, you leaving this out. Why? Then the 1700s, when the Haitian Revolution and all that crack off, you leaving out the fact that y'all had just passed black codes. And when y'all made black codes was expelling Jews.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, man. I got a call. Look up Monsanto family and read the thing. Read it for the people so they can understand, bro. Because you can't come with high level knowledge like that. Like niggas just know what you're talking about.
Yes, it did. Okay,
boom. Was on the edge of their seat right now, like Monsanto family.
Okay, let's do.
What is he talking about, nigga? I know some Jews, you know, Jesus and them. Mirror, you gotta mirror this, bro. What makes what me and you do so special? These groups we're talking about, most people imagine them as like fairies on clouds.
Right.
They don't have a place, they don't have a color, they don't have a name or a date. Some people get mad when we talk like this about that type of stuff because they worship the shit.
Really?
Yes. That's probably why you get the most rejection you get. It's either somebody that worship it or hates it. So he don't even care if it got to do with history, saying like, that's the Jews, that's religion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we giving the reality to it now. We showing how they hide who and what our history by way of religion.
Right. The Monsanto family, Sephardic Jews of Spanish origin, played a significant role in the early Jewish community of New Orleans. Particularly in the 18th century, they were successful merchants and business people who initially faced challenges due to the religious and trade restrictions, but ultimately established themselves in the city. One key figure was Isaac Monsanto, who was one of the wealthiest merchants in New Orleans. Okay, so we see this Sephardic Jewish man come in. Now let's read some more about the Monsanto family. The Monsanto family is a historical Sephardic Jewish merchant and banking business who played a significant role in the founding of the Jewish community in colonial Louisiana, then transferring between the French and Spanish rule in the 18th century. Okay, I think we already read that part. Let's read some more. The Monsanto family were Sephardic Jews who derived their name from Monsanto, meaning holy mountain, a village in Portugal. They had lived for a time as Mardinos, people who had outwardly conformed to the Catholic Church but continued to practice Judaism in private. They were active in trade in Andalusia, Spain. They were located in Seville and Malaga for a time during the 17th century before moving on to Amsterdam in the United Provinces of the New Netherlands during the time of Isaac Rodriguez Monsanto, 1645-1695. It is in the Netherlands that the Monsanto brothers who came to the Americas were born. They first moved out across the Atlantic Sea to Curaçao in the Caribbean, which was then part of the Netherlands Antilles. In the aftermath of the 7 Years' War with both realms under the House of Bourbon and the Treaty of Fontenay, stipulated that French Louisiana, then part of New France, be transferred to New Spain as Spanish Louisiana. The transfer was actually gradual and in a state of flux during the time that the Monsanto family arrived. Previously, Jews were technically barred from living in French America in 1685 onwards under the term of Code Noir, though this was not enforced as strictly during the political flux of the mid 1700s, and so the Monsanto family were able to operate. This and the end of the 7 Years' War, which meant the opportunity for trade with Europe, attracted Jews to New Orleans who had been involved in the slave trade in the Caribbean, Caracas, Jamaica, and St. Dominique, and also the inter-American slave trade between the Caribbean and territories bordering the Gulf of Mexico.
Peace, peace. All right.
Peace, brother. I don't know if you caught into that.
No, yeah. So the point is, this goes back to what we first was saying before we even got on here. Why I said, even though we already gonna be doing this every day right now, anyway. But I'm saying why it was so imperative we got on right then. Like, hey, let's stop talking, get on right now. Because the main point what we was talking about was the questions you were asking were so heavy they couldn't be answered with one sentence. They couldn't be answered with one example. They couldn't even be answered with one timeline. Like, oh, okay, this happened from this time to that time. Like, nah, bro, it was steps to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was the time before Jesus with Hannibal and them. It was the time after Jesus with the Romans in there. It was the time after that when the Arabs came.
Holy
you know what I'm saying? It's the time after that when we was getting to each other because we were so on. We start mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got us over here. Then you got those that was expelled. Then you got those that came that was light skinned, whatever, that been. But look at the Monsanto family. No wonder they just like how a lot of them Creoles be looking.
Yeah.
Because look at all the places they went through.
Caribbean.
They started off in Portugal, ended up in Dutch and then New Amsterdam, and then came over here.
Hey, bro, I don't know.
Hold on, before you hop off. We're not talking about one family with a bunch of places. We're talking about one bloodline. So it got mixed in with all these different bloodlines as it went to each place.
I was just gonna say that I read on Wikipedia about the Monsanto family that they were Modanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say.
Go back to the book. Go back to the book.
Okay, here we are.
Page 16.
Boom. While Maroons do possess the indigenous blood of the West Indian, many claim descent from the original 12 tribes of Israel. The first law of France's Black Codes was to expel all Jews from its colonies. This created a diaspora all throughout the West. The State of Israel was created in 1948 by Zionists. It is less than 100 years old. 2,000 years ago, Rome drove the melanated Black indigenous Indian people of Palestine south into Africa around 70. They found no peace in Africa.
Hold on. You realize what we're doing, right? So me and you just discussed the exposure that has something to do with us, our grandparents, us right here in Louisiana, America, and all that. But this is why I mess with all those different groups, even though I talk like we don't care about that old stuff, but why I still mess with them. You can't understand it completely without understanding the connection. Because that's how you get them new age weirdos where it's like they talking about all this stuff from the East, but they're not talking about the East. If you they be like, you're Egyptian, Hebrew, but they be talking about New Jersey or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Keep going though, guy. So
okay.
no, but my bad. So the point I was gonna make why I stopped you was we're showing how the expulsions started. How they got kicked out of Israel, then went into Africa, then got kicked out of parts of Africa, they had to go over there. So the Molanos, of course, are gonna be mixed up. They got all this blood we've been talking about for the last hour and a half. They got in them.
Molano.
There's some that look like me and you, but a lot of them was the Moors that was like, you know what I'm saying, been there or coming from Africa, ain't as cut.
Mixed up.
Nah, for sure. And I'm glad that I'm glad you brought that family up because they're Sephardic. But I would have probably thought, well, they look Ashkenazi. But if you really look at their noses and all that, nah, you can see it. They look like some Creole.
For sure. And it's the same people we talking about on page 16. Okay.
Come on, no.
Okay. So boom. Where I was at. Okay. They found no peace in Africa. Saint Cyril stripped and exiled them from Egypt. Then a massacre in Fez, Morocco, drove many of them to Spain, where they became the Sephardic Jews. Oh, so we saying these the same motherfuckers? These the same indigenous? Okay. After the fall of Granada in 1492, the Sephardic Jews were named Morano, which means pigs, and exiled from Europe. That same year, Askia Muhammad exiled them from West Africa, and Tsar Yaqub confiscated their lands in East Africa. So yeah, bro. So I see the Moranos. They been coming over. But 1492 is when it's like, y'all boys got to go. But then 50, 60, 200 years later, you got the Sephardic Jew, the Masuna. Coming in the 1700s. They still coming over. But wait a second, though.
Yo, you
These
there?
niggas some slave traders, man.
Exactly, bro. Now you get
These
it.
niggas some slaves, enslaving the shit out of Africans.
I was waiting for you to get it. Hey, I was waiting for you to get it. Nobody hands
I
is
seen
clean.
people, I'm like, hold up, bro. These niggas slave traders.
Nobody hands is clean, bro. They teach us, listen, bro. This is the big secret, homie. That I don't know if a lot of us gonna get this before I die. They teach us the way they teach us to keep us submissive. So we think we always lost. We never won wars. We never beat nobody up. We never had slaves. We weak. We don't get violent. Unless it's jungle monkey nigga shit. They train us this way so much that the same dude who you see don't care about the law at all run when he see the police. It could be a gay cop officer, weird looking. He's just, oh no.
That's crazy, bro. But you will sit there and bust a nigga up.
Mm-hmm.
But when the white man come, yo, shit.
It's the police. It ain't gotta be white. It's the police period.
That's the nigga with a badge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy though, man. But
It could be a short skinny Indian.
But they I see what you're saying. They want us to think, man, we never slave people. We never did that. We got enslaved. We the only people who were slaves. Why
so that way when you hear about it, you get mad. We didn't do that. No, we're the slaves. We never got like nigga. What? Hell yeah, we did that.
Bro. This is I'm telling you, bro. When I go and look at my genealogy, bro, and I trace my family from Louisiana, I told you about them before. They called the Arzines, bro. Those niggas were enslaving the shit out of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those niggas were from Normandy. They were slave traders.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, you know what I'm saying, I kind of got that image in my head already. Like, bro, we black. Come on, bro.
Think about it. If we stay only stuck on the emotion of is it right or wrong, we're not gonna get to the point of that means there's land you're owed, there's property you're owed, there's heritage you're owed, there's heritage that you're owed that white people are claiming. Say, oh, it was us. We were the slave masters. No, a lot of y'all was in the goddamn hills, hillbilly,
working for us.
Yeah, y'all just got names later.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. I'm saying plenty of them.
Right.
So how'd the white slavery get erased? Where'd all the white slaves go? Nobody around us is a descendant of white slaves. Oh, so everybody white with the same last name as you, they come from the slave master. You come from the slave. Y'all niggas believe that shit. I used to believe it. Mm-hmm. I used to really see white people named Rivers and laugh like, hey, people probably my people. Yeah, some goofy shit,
dumb shit, man, dumb shit. No, it's the complete reverse. You were the Norman. You were the nigga who traveled over here. You were the nigga who established the plantation. You were the nigga who got Indians and Africans to work for you. Mm-hmm. They're tricking us.
Facts.
Reporting live from Abu Dhabi, Black Illuminati. Make sure you go get your shirts.
Shit. Now let's meditate and separate from the RH negative, slow repair.
I told y'all all colors and styles. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Feel me? Man. Hey, I think that's the perfect place to end this one. We could do another one, but this is the perfect place to end this one.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So this not live on is this live?
I'm recording it.
Okay. Oh, you recording? Okay. You're gonna have to send me this, man, because it's gonna be posted on my shit too. And you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, bro. We're gonna have to do it. Bro. So what you feeling like?
Yeah, Shay one. Hold on, let me
Shit, you trying to do another one? What you feeling like?
Gold chains, heads wrapped like a Saudi. Tap in with the lokes, we the black Illuminati. We be posted at Lemur Park, hustling, catching bodies. A dripping OT, thirsty peaches flew to Saudi. Money schemes, my niggas had dreams of riding Bugattis. Now it's 4-finger rings, supreme with kings around me. R.I.P. nigga Nip.